Did Colin O'Brady actually cross the continent of Antarctica? If y'all haven't heard about it, Colin O'Brady, a 33-year-old, probably 34 by now, crossed the continent of Antarctica, and there is a group of people on YouTube that feels that it is their duty, their responsibility of sorts, to try to debunk this amazing thing that he did. And normally I wouldn't worry about what, trying to debunk flat earth or whatever, because it's not about that. I honestly don't care if you feel the earth is shaped like a banana. I obviously know for a fact the earth is a globe, but that has nothing to do with it. And before we get started in debunking what they are questioning about his journey, I want to talk about the problem with flat earthers. Not everyone, but a very, very large majority of them. Here's the problem. They are what I call still people, and just negative about everything. The ones that are still broke, still doing nothing, still angry, still whatever. That's what I call still people. I did an entire video on it a couple years ago. It's called Stay Away from Still People. And, I honestly would not have thought this if I had not experienced it myself as a YouTuber. There are people in all aspects of, the truth community that believe different things. And that's what makes it amazing. Because you don't want to be in an echo chamber. You want people to question, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. How about we look at it from this aspect? Things like that. But in the case of flat earth, the psychological operation of flat earth, they have become cult-like. Absolutely, hands down, they just have. And I don't say that easily. I've witnessed it. And enough is enough. It just is. It's one thing to question NASA, question government agencies, a group of people doing things that you feel may not be the best thing for, humanity or whatever. That's one thing. If you feel that a certain event did not occur the way that it was ran out on the news, by all means, question it. If you don't think the earth is a globe, by all means, question it. But whenever it comes to just outright outlandish attacks on people, not only other YouTubers that are debunking flat earth, because that's already bad enough, but now you are debunking, not even debunking, because it's not even considered debunking, you are taking your narrative and smearing this man's name. He's not a celebrity. He's just, he has done, speaking and stuff like that ever since he started his journey of triathlons. He's an endurance athlete. And he goes around to schools with little children, elementary, middle, high school, and he speaks about how not to give up. No matter what happens in your life, do not give up, because something great can come of this. Why does he speak about that? Well, something that all of these people that are trying to debunk this young man, I say young man, he's like my age, but he looks really young. What they're trying to do is smear his name just to push their cause. And it's really sad. It's really despicable, honestly, because they're not bringing up why the journey that he took was called the impossible journey, or the amazing things he's done in the last few years. They don't talk about any of that. They act like this guy just randomly popped up out of nowhere and went to Antarctica. That's how they are pushing it out to their viewing audience. And they're eating it up. Oh yeah, this never happened. Attacking his Instagram, his Twitter, you know, his YouTube videos, all of these things. It's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. Because think about this. Let's say you're a little kid and Colin O'Brady comes to your school and you're like, wow, that was amazing. I want to find out more about him. And I go and search him up. And then what's the first couple of things that pop up? How he is some type of Freemasonic, satanic, lying, this, that, and the other. I just want you to think about that just for a second. It's disgusting. I have not heard one of them question him doing what he, he scaled all the highest points in the states. So every single state he went to the highest points on each state in some record time. That was amazing. He also did something where let me check. The Great Shoot. He did the Explorers Grand Slam, the 7 Summits, 3 Poles Challenge, the 50th highest peaks in all of the United States. And all of these are like record time and this and that and whatever different, he has 4 world records, which is absolutely amazing. It's amazing. But you know what? It gets even better. Because just a few years ago, when he was in his early 20s, he was out in Thailand, or I believe it was, and he was acting like a 20-year-old, and I guess decided to start jumping rope. They lit it on fire. They were at some type of Polynesian, probably like a luau, and he kind of wanted to do something with, like how they spin the fires and stuff. Well, he caught his legs on fire, and they didn't even know if he would be able to walk again, because what he did was he just, first reaction, he jumped in the ocean water. I mean, that's just your instinct. You want to get to water, but you're in ocean water. Then he's in a unsanitary hospital in Thailand. He had 3rd-degree burns all down his legs. It's just horrific. And he's always been an athlete, and he wanted to give up. He wanted to give up, but I'm gonna put a link to his story, and he tells it a lot better than I do. But that's his deal. That's it. He's not in Hollywood. He's not, some super rich, super famous, whatever. He's just a guy that wanted to keep going instead of giving up. And now he is being smeared just so thousands of people can still push their flat earth doctrine. Okay, So it just upsets me because it makes no sense. Why smear this guy? You can question NASA all you want. You can question other government agencies or events that occur. But to question a person that isn't in the celebrity world, that is doing such amazing things. If you would have just taken 5 seconds to just search his name, which I'm sure you did, because that's how you got some information, but obviously, I'm mainly talking to Karen B, whoever that is, and then now we have these other people that believe that they are debunking him and calling it a hoax because of a compass. And this is because they don't know how a compass works, and that there are multiple types of compasses. But I'm going to get to that in just a second. So let's listen to what Karen has to say, and then I'm going to break in and explain the things that she is actually, you know, flat earthers are kind of hardcore. I don't want them to strike my video. I might have to just read it. But you see, Antarctica is their kryptonite. If it is deemed that Antarctica is not this wall of ice, it throws everything out the window. Because it's not a wall of ice. It is a continent. And they know this. They know that if Antarctica is proved as a continent, they're screwed. That's why on all of my Antarctica videos, I get multiple, like, no way, this is, Antarctica's, you know, just insanity. Absolute insanity. It's an echo chamber, and it is cult-like. It's plain and simple. That is what their entire world revolves around. And it's sad. You know, I tried to do a nice debunking of flat earth whenever I did the one about debunking the Bible verses, but it still didn't matter. People still were mean and ugly. And whenever I did my one that I called out Patricia Steer and all of these other ones that started this and connected them to the government, it's like they take the links to anybody that is calling them out and they put it in a group, and then they come and attack your video. Because it happens all at like one time. It's like bam, 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 you get all these comments, all these thumbs down, all at the same time. It's sad. It's sad. Because they say that we're not open-minded. When in fact, they're the ones that won't even listen to a video and just see Google Earth, and they automatically put a thumbs down and put fake CGI, this and that. And it's sad. It really is. I could see my house on Google Earth, bro. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into her talking points. Okay, so what you got, Karen?
This is, you know, just another one of those things again I put in the media to try to enforce the ball. So I thought I would take a closer look at it and see what I could.
They really believe that everything revolves around them. They really do. They believe that... Okay, let's just continue, because I'm going to have to stop too much.
Find. So here we go. So first off, we'll take a little look at Colin O'Brady talking about his expedition on the Joe Rogan expedition. Thing in the news with Antarctica, this is the crossing of the Antarctic continent by Colin O'Brady. He dubbed it the Impossible First.
Okay, first off, he did not dub it the impossible first. The news media did. And so that it was catchy, and so they just used it as their slogan. Because, yes, people have crossed Antarctica. Solo? No. Unaided? No. And that's a different, I'm going to get into that in a minute. But the reason that it's essentially the impossible is because of his burn wounds. That's why. They thought it was impossible if he was, they didn't even know if he was going to be able to walk, if he was going to keep his legs. That's what makes it impossible. Okay, I had to put that part in. I might have to speed it up because she talks a little bit slow.
I wanted to take a look at this
Or I talk
because
fast.
this is, you know, just another one of those things again I put in the media to try. So first off, we'll take a little look at Colin O'Brady talking about his expedition on the Joe Rogan Experience.
Just getting back, actually. Still practically have the snow on my shoes. Yeah, I got back about a month ago. 54-day journey. First person in history to cross the entire continent solo, unsupported, so no resupplies throughout the thing. No aid, no wind, kites, nothing. Just me dragging a 375-pound sled across Antarctica.
So there you have it. Him solo, unaided, pulling a sled across Antarctica, sometimes basically up mountains. He had to climb to an elevation of about 9,000 feet.
Isn't it amazing?
Pulling this sled up the mountain.
It's amazing.
In winds.
She doesn't think so.
You know, negative 70 degree.
She don't know if it was. I haven't seen negative 70 anywhere in his statements at all. Maybe it was. I highly doubt it. He actually had. They were lucky, and they had very good weather. I mean, considering it's Antarctica. And let me make this clear for those who are new to my channel, that are here just to hear what I'm going to say about the flat earthers. Go through my videos. I'm highly critical of NASA, of Google, our satellites that are obviously scrubbed. I know for a fact there are things that are in Antarctica. I know for a fact, and I honestly believe that that's why him and whoever else tries these, they have to take this route. That's a totally different video. You can look at that in my other stuff. But I don't want anybody to believe that just because I speak about Antarctica and talk about, you know, obvious cover-ups that go on in Antarctica, that I would even be a part of this. Okay? Because this is just, it's sad. It's so sad. People that do nothing but yet make fun of other people. And I'm not speaking of her in general. I'm speaking of, we all know those people. We know those people that haven't done their entire lives, but yet they're gonna talk crap about you for advancing your life, for starting to work out, or eating better, or getting a new job. You're always gonna have those people. And Flat Earth seems to be filled with it. Or they're just acting, which I highly do believe that. I believe that in about the majority of the ones that are pushing it absolutely are lying. That's my thought. Continue.
He's all by himself. Although, here's the interesting part. If you look at some articles where it talks about his crossing,
Yes.
he wasn't really entirely alone. There was another man named Lewis Rudd who was trying to make the same crossing the same time as him, and apparently they were racing each other. So there's been some criticism by other, you know, people who do expeditions saying that he really didn't do it alone, unaided by himself. There was another man there. Also, you know, you'll see other...
Okay, so if I was to drive to the store, my children are in the car, are they going to say that aided me in driving to this store? No, they're not. And if somebody was racing me to the store, would I say that they are with me? Nope. And that's not what solo and unaided means. It means that they didn't get supplies dropped to them. They didn't use kites, the wind parasails. They didn't use all of these different things that other people have used. And even if he did, who cares? This is an amazing feat. And this isn't the first thing he's done. He's done a lot of amazing things. How are you making fun of someone or calling them a liar when they've done so many amazing things? Is it because you're too insecure to do these things? Or you don't care that much about people that you are just going to smear them just because?
Interviews and stuff and footage of him pulling his sled. Well, who recorded that footage? Somebody.
So she's saying that what the camera guy was sneakily like pulling his sled for him? Really? Come on. They have no proof of it, and they're just saying it. He's just there to document. Jesus.
Somebody had to be there to record it. I mean, I don't think that you're gonna make this journey in this amount of time under such harsh conditions and stop to do everything twice to record yourself.
That's what's so amazing about it. That's what's so amazing. You can't believe it because you've never done it or you've never tried. It's absolutely phenomenal that people still push and do things. You know, hundreds of years ago, we had explorers. Everybody was, inventing things and doing amazing things. Within the last 100 years, everything has essentially ceased. It's like, or I would say probably a couple decades, maybe not 100 years. Last few decades, we've got the internet, they've dumbed us down, and we're just like, oh, somebody actually went outside? Are you kidding? They didn't go outside. They went on a cruise. I could watch a cruise on TV. Stop it. They didn't go on a cruise. Seriously. That's how people have become. Because they don't do it. What is negative about this? Why are you taking your time out to call out somebody that did something amazing? What is the point? And she's not the only one. There's multiple people doing it. And it's sickening. And you know what? Yes, she's right. There were people in the expedition community that did the same thing. They were saying, well, it wasn't solo because there's these new flags out there or something. And you know what? I think that that's pretty ridiculous that they did it too. Because I did watch a video of somebody doing the same thing. And funny thing, he didn't make it in the time that he did. So is there some jealousy? It seems like it. It seems like it. But I have left comments on their videos and I'm like, hey, guess what you're doing? You are pushing the flat earth narrative because your videos are helping them because you are questioning them. They use anything. They will use anything. This video is going to be long, y'all, but I think it's very important because this is absolutely part of the reason that we are getting censored. I called this out during the whole pizza gate situation when people were just randomly calling out people's names like this person is a this person is a this. If you're not pro-Q, you're pro-pedo. Like, people really did say that. They said if you're pro-Q, you're anti-pedo. You know, if you're anti-Q, then you're anti-pedo. How is that possible? What? And that's what gets people shut down, because they will call out anybody. Like whenever people called out Tom Hanks, that made a freaking huge deal. And that's when they had one of the other apocalypses and so many of us got censored. They put stuff in the media. Well, the Tom Hanks thing they didn't, but they put stuff in there just to see if you're going to pick it up and run with it into crazy land. Tom Hanks might be some kind of whatever. But what proof do I have of that? Some random Isaac that faked his own death? He's still alive, guys. He's still alive, and he has a YouTube channel, actually, but I'm not going to go into that right now. But, you know, they have infiltrated and look absolutely insane. And I talked about this with the Perry Reese map, with, obviously with Flat Earth, and the pizza situation. Now, yes, there's stuff like that that goes on. But get real. Look, all these people are working together. They don't have jobs. They're not married. Like, how are they getting paid? And then they're going to come, they've already done it. I know for a fact. They're going to say, how much did NASA pay you? Every single time. That's what they say. How much did NASA or the CIA pay you? Really? I have 20,000 subs. I get a couple thousand views on a video. You really believe that? Or are you just that? I mean, no. These people they are infiltrating the truth community to make you so, like, confused, so just, like, distracted and divided. I'm going to go into that in a whole different video. That has actually been a book that somebody wrote back in the 80s, and they were in, whatever. Let's go on with this. Y'all know I get off track.
That just doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes sense. You just don't understand it because you've never done it. You're not an endurance athlete. An extreme endurance athlete.
So there's that part first. Now if you go to he's got his own little website with these cool pictures, and
she's being condescending. And see, that right there tells me a lot. I don't just watch people's videos to see what they're saying, it's how they're saying it. Because the thing is, it's so obvious that many of these people are absolutely, and I'm not saying she is. I haven't watched enough of her because I won't. I mean, maybe unless she talks about something else. But they are trained in how to say things, what to say. Even her voice tone, she brings it down to a calming resonance. And then she doesn't outright say they're a liar, they're this. She says it like, yeah, these cool pictures. I mean, really? Just like so condescending. Let's continue.
Video and stuff. Crossing.
Speed this up. I'm just going to list out the stuff and show you the proof that she does not show you, and then it's just not her. There's other ones. So many of these people are talking about the compass, and they're also talking about the ice fall. So I'm going to just show you those because this video would be an hour.
His path across Antarctica, where he says he crossed the entire continent. No, I'm sorry. You did not cross the entire continent. That is an embellishment.
So she says it is an embellishment, to say the least, that he crossed the continent of Antarctica. Maybe she's never seen Antarctica. See, Antarctica doesn't look like an ice wall. It looks like this without the ice sheets. Okay? So this is this is a continent. Okay, this is a continent. He started from one point of where the land starts to the other. He went here, went to the South Pole, and then came down to the Ross Ice Shelf. And what people don't understand is Antarctica is kind of the same size as the United States. It's pretty close. And so it's essentially like going from about Montana to New Mexico or the Texas area, depending on how you look at it. It's still 930 miles.
So here you'll see his little map. Okay, so this is what he does. He starts here near the Ross Ice Shelf. I guess what they say he did is they flew him into a base that was somewhere over here. Then from this base, they flew him over to his start point, which is called the Messner start point. Tried to find actual coordinates for this start point. I couldn't find them anywhere. Basically, this is as good as it gets. It's a dot on a map.
Then she goes on to talk about the Messner start point, which is actually right on his website. Right here, Messner. You click on the little dot, and the coordinates are right there. 82.785738 south and 67368501. They're right there on the same website she's on. So I'm pointing this out just to show the depth of research they do, and then act like they're showing you something that, oh, they caught them in some type of trap of a lie.
The impossible first expedition will be tracked with accurate GPS monitoring Colin's every step. The tracking will remain live for the entire duration of the expedition for anyone wishing to check on his daily progress. Satellites will be pinged every 30 minutes to show Colin's exact location. So then there's an update. As many of you are probably aware, Colin has reached the southernmost capabilities of Garmin's live tracking display, making it difficult to watch Colin's progress on their mapping platform. And but we have this new map tracker, which features all the data imported from Garmin in a more visually appealing layout. So, I mean, this right here is sort of a contradiction. Reach the southernmost capabilities of Garmin's live tracking display right there. I mean, they're basically saying that they can't track it live anymore, but here's this new program.
But in certain areas you can't get signal, but they were able to get that up. And then she goes on to try to act like the wife is lying, or that they are lying about being able to contact him each day.
So that's kind of suspicious right there. It's like, can they track him or can they not track him? Can they track him live, or are they just going to make pretty little pictures to show you to tell you where he is, rather than it actually be somewhere where you could actually see the data yourself and track it? So that's kind of suspicious. There's a lot of fishy stuff going on here. So no GPS coordinates or no lat-long coordinates of this point here,
So she tries to conflate the fact that, oh wait, she was able to talk to her husband every 5 minutes to every day. The wife specifically says that. She says at least every day. So sometimes she was able to talk to him every few minutes, and sometimes it was once a day. She didn't say every 5 minutes the entire 54 days. He's skiing. I don't think he's on his cell phone. So it's not a contradiction. You're just trying to find things. She said at least every... Okay, then we have this guy who tries to debunk the fact... So this guy says that it would be from this point to this point. Okay, sure. But then we have another guy that tries to debunk SCIMANDAN right here.
Hey guys.
Keep going. I don't want them to strike my video because honestly they like to do that. This is what this guy comes up with. If he put the Latin long in there, this is what he came up with. Do y'all see this? This is practically half of the Earth. Half of, let's go with a fourth. A fourth of the Earth. That was his debunking. Then we have, of course, the compass people, and there's bunches. So they pulled a video from a scientist down in McMurdo, this guy right here, and I bet this guy is livid that they are doing this. So they used this guy right here, and I looked into this. This guy, he's a scientist down in McMurdo, and he was helping a 5th grade class learn about magnets. And so he goes on to describe that a normal, regular compass will act crazy in Antarctica. A normal, cheap piece of, just normal compass will kind of spin and do weird things on in the compass. They cut off the part where he starts talking about there's other compasses, you have to get them weighted. It's called, you have to get it weighted for the north or the south, being that there is a magnetic South Pole and a geographic South Pole. Same thing with the north. Because of our ever-shifting magnetic, north and south. Okay? Because, if you've watched my videos, you understand the toroidals and how they all meet up. Anyway, so you can buy compasses that are weighted for the South Pole. But not only that, even if you did not have that, you can, they think that they're using a compass to go in a straight south, and that's not how you use a compass. You can look at it in different ways. They're just trying to make sure that they're hitting their bearings. But long story short, yes, a compass can absolutely be used in Antarctica. And I've looked up reviews and people that have nothing to do with any of this. And just people asking, and they're like, yeah, get this one. It's like the Sylvia, I think it's called the Sylvia one. I mean, it's silly to use half of this man's video, not the entire thing. They don't want you to listen to the fact that he's doing this for a 5th grade project for these kids learning about magnets, because if you then go on to, they actually had a forum for these kids. They were doing like a classroom project, and so he would write back and forth to them, and so he explained that, okay, you would do this, you'd have your weights, they kind of wrap it with some extra copper or whatever, and the compass, the Sylvia one, it's like $100 or whatever. It's not a $5 compass that just has a spinning needle. It actually has 2 needles. And so these compass nonsense is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the thing is, they keep just like chopping up people's information and trying to use it. Like, I've seen them use quotes from Nikola Tesla to try to prove flat Earth. And it's just outrageous. And I skipped some of her parts of her video. If you want to go watch it, I will definitely put it in the pinned comments so you can go check it out yourself. I couldn't handle much more of it because it's so condescending. It's horrific how condescending and okay, but
And rightfully so, because this is such a load of horse crap. I mean, he even says, oh, look at Antarctica on a map. It's so big. And he doesn't even correct him and say, well, I just went across this little spot right here. Okay. He's not crossing it. You know, he's not going to the tip of South America to here and then crossing it and then going around the other side and coming out and ending up somewhere over here on the Australian side. He's just going from here to here. That's it. That's it. So, I mean, it's like a big joke. They are mocking us with this.
no, you are mocking people and you are pushing a psychological operation. Not only that, it's ridiculous to say it's only this. It was 932 miles in the freezing tundra. I mean, how stuck up your own butt are you to even say that this is not a big deal? And yet you have not mentioned one thing about the amazing other things that he has done. I don't understand it. Oh, and then they wanted to bring in the 33 because he was 33 years old. Oh, wow, big deal. What about his thing that he's doing right now that he's 34? What about when he was 32 or when he was 31 and he was doing the 50 states? Oh, they don't bring that up because then it doesn't fit their little narrative. Yeah, Joe Rogan is sketchy as crap. And, oh, that's another thing. She brought up and said that, oh, it's weird that he hasn't done interviews with anyone else. That is lies. The first week that he got back, he was interviewed at the Oregon Historian Center, and then he was interviewed by many, many, many other people. He went to many, many, many other schools. He then raised $1 million for children's charity. So I don't understand. Why are you not using that information? Because it does not go with your narrative. It's sad.
And people just believe it. They're just like, yeah, sure, whatever. So anyway, I tried to see what this would look like on an AE map. Okay, so without actual coordinates for the start and finish, I basically tried to guesstimate where
there
this
are
crossing would
absolutely
be.
coordinates.
And this is
Yeah.
basically what it looks like. I mean, here you can kind of see where the land masses separate from the ice shelf, going down to the South Pole and then out here again. It's really not that big of a deal. It's not such an amazing feat as they're making it out to be. And the reason they're not covering this so much in the media is because if they did draw this attention.
Okay, so on her map as well, it shows about 1/4 of the circumference of our Earth. And that's not a big deal? Are you kidding me? And then another video said that, oh, he looks pink. He don't even look like he did anything today. Or for the he lost 20-something pounds. Here's his before and after picture. It did not take a rocket science to figure this stuff out. You just refuse to do the research so you can keep pushing this bullshit. Sorry, I'm a little just like... Let me reiterate why flat earthers are 100% part of the issue of why we are getting censored. They are allowing these obvious infiltrators into this, so it has nothing to do with truth. It has everything to do with the dollars. We've got Owen Benjamin going to speak at the Flat Earth Conference. Yes, Owen Benjamin. You know, the same one that says the moon isn't real. But yet, just about a month ago, he said he could not be a flat earther anymore, but yeah, they said, you know what, dude, we'll pay you. So he's going to be doing this live stand-up. Not only him, we have Logan Paul, who absolutely, another one that said this was all just a joke. Then we have Shane Dawson, another huge YouTuber that has been brought into, oh, this is good. His palette. Shane Dawson, big YouTuber, fake conspiracy truther. Look what him and Jeffree Star just made. The conspiracy palette. Yeah. That's what they've turned this into. This is Shane Dawson right here with his guy pal, you know, the one that's always trending with the man makeup. This is the agenda that they are pairing up with. Yes, the conspiracy palette. Oh, isn't it amazing? Ooh, shh, don't tell anybody that this is just crazy. Oh, but wait, their YouTube is censoring them, right? Yeah. Then how come some of the biggest YouTubers are allowed to speak about this? Logan Paul, they've admitted that it was all a joke. It was a joke. But they continue. And now this is what they have conflated themselves with. They want to speak about Joe Rogan and the number 33 and all this stuff. But this is all cool. They're excited to have a big YouTuber, you know. Oh yeah, he thinks it's flat. This is what they got. And Owen, you know, drunk half the time and going off the rails. And he's definitely been on Joe Rogan. They were really good friends, but they don't want to mention that. But I digress. This is what their movement has turned into. And they want to conflate all of us together. If you don't think this is infiltration and a psychological operation, I'm not sure what else to tell you. You see? Wow. It's sad, y'all. So sad. Alright guys, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I know a lot of people did not, and they are going to be angry and push thumbs down. They didn't even make it this far. They just came just to spread the hate. But you know what? I'm sharing the love. And I'm trying to reach out and show you, if you are in this community, that that's not what you're doing. Let's pretend he has done nothing. He hasn't done any of these expeditions. And then he's going around talking to kids, telling them how you don't have to just give up because your legs were burned to where you almost lost them. I mean, he did do this, so let's pretend he didn't go to Antarctica. And let's just go with all the other amazing things that he's done. What are you helping? What are you proving? Sorry, my light keeps going out. What are you proving? That the earth is flat? How? You're not proving that. Even with this, you're not proving it. You're just smearing this guy that is doing amazing things. Because if you weren't, you would bring up all of his amazing things that he's done prior to this. But you didn't. And you won't. Because then you're going to have to say, well, if all of those are true, then this one might be true. So, anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye, guys.